Okay, fourth graders, here's our second problem. This one will be a little different than the first one, but I definitely want you to have pencil and paper and work through it with me. First thing we're going to do is go ahead and write our equation, which is 191 divided by 7 equals n. All right, so let's go ahead and set up our area model the way we learned in class. And of course, there's our 7 and there's our 191 down here. As before, we want to go ahead and use our benchmark multiples. So the number we're going to be working with is our divisor. So we've got 7 times each of these numbers. So go ahead and do the math to start us off. And that's going to be 7, 14, 35, 70, and 140. Please do not guess on the math. If you do not know these multiples or these facts, please use an area model or repeated addition or grouping to solve. All right, let's go ahead and get started on breaking down our 191, which is our dividend, and by our divisor. Okay, class, which one of these numbers can we use to get us as close to 191 as possible without going over? You're right. I hope you have your pencil and paper. Go ahead and star the one you want to use, and that's the times 20. Be sure to underline those two numbers because as before, we want to use these two numbers in our area model. All right, let's go ahead and plug it in. I'm going to go ahead and break my area model up into a couple of parts here. And the first part I'm going to fill in is my 140. Keep in mind that 140 is a piece of our 191. And how did we get it? We used 20. All right, don't forget to please make sure you put that 140 in the middle of the box because we do need to do a little simple subtraction here to find out how much of that 140 we have left. So 140 being taken away from 191 is 51. All right, class, we've accounted for 140 of our 191 and we have 51 left. Where do we put that 51? Yep, we move it into the next box. I'm glad you guys were doing well in class and you guys remembered that. Good job. So let's go back to our 51. Let's look at these multiples and which one of these multiples gets us as close to 51 as possible without going over. Yeah, you're right. Let's use the 7 times 5. Go ahead and put an asterisk by that. Underline your 5, underline your 35, and put that information into your area model. All right, so where are we going to put the 5? The 5 goes at the top because it is part of our area, part of our partial quotient. I'm going to put this up here again like I did before. There's our partial quotient. So our 5 is part of our partial quotient. Where do we put our 35? You got it. We put that under our 51 because that is the product from our benchmark fraction. Now we have to subtract. Ladies and gentlemen, if you hold up one finger and you take away 5, that's not going to work. Please make sure you decompose 5 tens into 4 tens and go ahead and add that 10 to your 1, which makes it 11. Please do not try to say that that answer is 4. All right, so here we go. I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't put that plus sign there. So I have 11 minus 5, which is 6. And I have 4 minus 3, which is 1. All right, here we go. I've got 16 left. So now we're going to look at our 7 and we're going to look at our 16. Is 16 less than 7? You're right, it's not. So guess what we have to do? We have to add another piece to our area model. Go ahead and add the 2 pieces, the box, and then go ahead and carry that 16 over into the next box because now we have to take care of that 16. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go back over to our benchmark multiples. Which of these multiples do you think we could use for our 16? You're right, we can use the 7 times 2. Go ahead and put your asterisk there and underline your 2 numbers, okay? Now, where do we put the 14? You're right, we put the 14 under the 16 because that's our piece that we're going to use. And then we put the 2 at the top. Go ahead and do your subtraction, and we notice that we have a 2 left. You're right. Wow, look at that. We have something left. But let's go ahead and pan out, and let's compare that 2 to our 7. Is that 2 smaller than our 7? Yes, it is. Look at our benchmark fractions. Can we make a 2 using our 7 timetables? You're right, we cannot. So therefore, this 2 becomes our remainder. All right, we need an equation now. What equation will help us find our partial quotients? Let's list it out. 20 plus 5 plus 2 equals n. And our partial quotient n is going to be equal to 27. 20 plus 5 plus 2 equals 27. And our remainder is 2. So when we go up here to put in our answer is 27, remainder 2. All right, look forward to the next video. Thanks.